It's time to match that perfect car with a perfect customer. Where do you find these $5,000 sleds? Do they even exist? Most people say no. I say yes. We are here today to find that car, as I promised you in the last video. And we're going to start by offering two very good solutions in which to purchase these vehicles, or where to find these vehicles. So we got the timing done last time. Yes, okay, it's the perfect time to start this auto finance business. Secondly, we started with a product. Okay, what's the product? It's a car. Where do you find this car for $5,000? We're not going to go to the conventional places where you might think and get ripped off or left aside of the road, or God forbid, Craigslist. Four are probably not so good, shall we say, and we're being very polite. And there's a lot of people out there that would love to rip you off. The nature of the business is rip off, but the good news is you tuned into a channel that's going to prevent you from getting ripped off. All right, so first up, where do you find that first car? You go to, yes, one of us, an independent auto dealer. Why would you go there? Well, we're going to stay away from the franchise. Make no mistake, we're keeping our distance from the big guys. We're talking the little guys, the mom and pops. We're going to walk in, we're going to say, hey, look, I've been burnt pretty good by one of those social media platforms, and I'm looking for a car for my daughter. You understand? A daughter. Now, most of these independent people have daughters. They understand what this means. They understand that. I want you to go to every single one in your area. There could be 10, 20, 30, maybe there's only 2. It doesn't matter. They are the ones that are going to house the cheap car. They have trade-ins. When we take a trade-in in, that's where we make our money. I don't say unsuspecting person trading their vehicle in has no idea what the car is worth. Of course they do. But we throw the alternative in. Oh, you could sell it yourself. Don't forget, you're going to have everybody coming to your door and knocking on the door. It might even be at 11:30 at night.
Hey, is that car still for sale?
Yeah, do you want to go through that hassle? No, most people don't. So they trade the car in. All right, well, I know it's worth $3,500. Okay, you're only going to give me, what, 15? Now, they might end up giving you $3,500, but they'll mark the price of the car you're buying up $3,500. It's a game. But the bottom line is they take in some pretty good merchandise, and that is where we start our journey today at the independent local used car dealer. We tell them we've been ripped off. We tell them this. We tell them that. We try to get their heart. We're not trying to go there as a customer. We're trying to go there as a friend. Will you help me? You've got what I need.
You got what I need.
Now, what am I going to do for you? That's where it gets interesting. If you help me here, find a trade-in that I could give my daughter for, say, $5,000. I got that cash in my pocket right now, by the way. And some of these guys are very motivated, especially the option for them is to send it to the auction, get there, or put an ad in the paper, or wait for somebody else to come along and put it back on their lot. Well, you happen to be there with $5,000 in your cash pocket right now, right here, so that's a plus. If you help me here, I'm going to write you the best review you ever had. Yeah, you're going to go on Google, or so is everyone else, and they're going to see what a great outfit this is. This company helped me in my dire time of need. Motivation number 3 is you work at a place, that's all you talk about with your colleagues. Where do you buy a car? Where'd you buy your car, Fred? I've got a daughter, I got a son. Everyone has teenagers that are ready to drive. So all these things I'm going to give to you in lieu of a trade-in for me. And okay, so the car is maybe only worth $4,000. I'm going to pay $5,000. That's okay, because I'm going to show you in another video how that doesn't matter. You could pay $5,000 for a car worth $4,000 as long as it's a good car, because you're going to double your principal. Maybe put $500 into it and you're going to sell it for $10,000, not including the interest rate on top of that principal. You see? So there's plenty of room for everybody to win. An example, a 2012 Honda Accord with 122,000 miles on it can sell for $5,000 very easily. It might need some paint. It might need this or that. The dealer isn't going to do anything for you, by the way. You're going to have to do that yourself, but that's okay. In future videos, I'm going to show you where and how you get that work done so your car looks appealing to that customer at the end of the sale. Before we go to step 2, which is the second way in which to buy a car, and probably the most creative way to buy a car,
What?
do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We are a community, loved ones, of people who are waiting for YouTube to monetize our channel. And while we patiently wait, we need to make some money. We need some passive income that we can make in our sleep. And trust me, the 15th of the month comes along every 30 days. You get my drift here? So when those car payments come due, it's like, wow, is it the 15th of the month again? Good to see you guys. Yeah, it comes very often. Do us a favor. If you liked what you've seen so far, you need to hit that like button. Step 2, something I used to call senior citizen auto sales, or senior auto sales. What does that mean? It's simply put, we purchase our vehicles from those who no longer wish or can't, say, are unable to drive a vehicle. Most of our senior citizens in this generation right now are on a fixed income, okay? If you are on a fixed income right now, you know what that's like. It's bad. These poor people did get an adjusted inflationary raise. Come on, in the real world, that doesn't buy a carton of eggs or a gallon of milk anymore. Not even close. They're hurting. They've never been been more motivated to raise capital in their life. And it used to be, hey, let's just give the grandkids the car. No. Bye, grandkids. No more grandkids getting freebies from grandparents anymore. They need the money. So they've got 2 cars, one in the garage, one in the driveway. And so they don't need 2 cars anymore. So what we've done is we've approached them in a very, very, very loving way in which to purchase their second vehicle. Also, the good news is they maintain that car flawlessly. Yeah, every 3,000 miles, that car hit the shop for an oil change. Even though maybe you don't know if you're buying a Primo product or not, in a future video, I'm gonna show you how you will avoid purchasing a lemon, okay? But for this purpose, you're looking at the grandma and grandpa, okay? There's several ways in which to approach these folks. First of all, look up the zip code where the majority of the mature population resides in your city or county or state. That information is available. Plug in your city, it's Memphis, Tennessee. You gotta go to where they're at. You put a flyer and you get one together and you put it in the local barbershop. That's where they get their haircut. You put it in the local Five and Dime or department store. That's where they shop. You talk to the ownership and you just let them know, hey, look, I'm trying to help everybody, myself included. However, the elderly need help too. I'm helping them by helping them sell their car. They might let you put a flyer in there. I put flyers in a lot of places, movie theaters. I put flyers everywhere when it came to the older population. There was a restaurant that had a senior citizen discount. They called it the Sundowner Special. As long as you got there before 6, the menu was a special price for these older people, shall we say. That restaurant provided me with so much business because they allowed me to put my flyer in the lobby. It was an amazing thing. Table tents later came after that. It was just a gold mine. So you go to those places. You also post a banner or a sign wherever you can in the midst of their travels, their navigation travels. That's where you want to put that sign saying, looking to sell your car for cash now, call me. Something along that lines. I plastered those signs all over where, again, these folks traveled. I got more calls, more business, and I got to be the guy that they went to when Mable and Fred were no longer able to drive, or maybe Mable slipped and broke her hip. Who did they call? They called me. There's no point in having 2 cars anymore. Now, they too know what the car is worth, or they think this big price. Again, we bring them down to earth, but don't be afraid to overpay a little bit for the car. It's okay. Let them know you've got cash. Do you want somebody knocking on your door at 11:30 at night? Hey, I'm answering your ad, calling you, or they're gonna get taken advantage of big time. You're gonna prevent that from happening. You're doing them a favor, a service, if you will, by purchasing their unwanted, unneeded second car. Stop waiting for YouTube to call, and let's recap what we've learned so far. Everything starts with the buy. It is so important. You learned today that number 1, where to buy the car. The first one is that independent auto dealer. Look him up. He's there. Number 2, from Fred or Martha. Look them up. There is a gold mine in senior citizen car purchases right now. So you want to click right here. Our next video, you might have already bought a car. Wait, don't do it yet. Wait until you learn how to buy that car. We're going to teach you how to buy the car and make sure it's the right car. You're not overpaying for it. It's not a lemon. It's not a salvage title. All the pitfalls that can occur when purchasing a car of this caliber.